This is Jerry White, the Socialist Equality Party's candidate for U.S. President. We're here in Staten Island, New York today at the memorial for Eric Garner, who was murdered by New York City police 2 years ago. We spoke to residents in Staten Island about the wave of police killings and the class issues involved. And it's been 2 years now.
It's been 2 years now, and they haven't did nothing about it. He's walking around there with his family, enjoying his grandkids, still have his job, and and then we walk around suffering. So we miss Eric. And I feel if we miss Eric, his family can miss him by them let them lock him up. Regardless whether he's a cop or not. Every last one of them had to do something that should be locked up.
Right. But instead of locking up the police, there have been 2,352 more police killings since they murdered Eric. All the victims, whether it's Eric Gardner or Noble out in Fresno, did you see a 19-year-old white youth? They shot him. He had already been shot, and they shot him twice more and murdered him in California.
But they hardly talk about that though, which is foul. They want everything. Everything is anytime a white cop shoot a black person, they make it like World War 18. But as soon as we don't, honestly, I didn't hear about that, which is kind of messed up. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because we're not going to know what the other people going through with the. Well, it's sad to say what the other race group is going through if they don't speak about it. I remember when Obama was running for president, and everybody's like, "Oh, Obama this, you got to vote for Obama because he's black." And where was his slogan? It's time for a change. Yeah. I ain't seen nothing change. Man. This is still the same. People doing the same thing. Nothing, man. Nothing for the kids. There's nothing for the kids to do out here. So what that do with that turns them into selling drugs just to get money. It's no program. There's no recreation centers. It's nothing. Everything is still the same. Ain't nothing changed. It changed for him and his little rich people. His little rich people. Yes. It ain't changed for us, man. Right. It didn't change for us.
We also spoke to a construction worker from Staten Island at a job site building luxury apartments in Midtown Manhattan.
It is the biggest apartment building in New York City.
What's the rents for the penthouses going to go?
$3,000 to $25,000, $24,000, $25,000.
A month?
A month.
Not the working class who can afford that.
No. Nobody like me, nobody working in this building is going to live here. We build buildings like this constantly, and I wonder, and we sit down at lunch, wonder who's moving here? Where did these people come from? Nobody I know lives in Manhattan doing this. Building Manhattan, we can't live here. And there's guys traveling 2 hours to come into work into the city. Their biggest expense is the train ticket, $600, $650 a month just to get here. But no, you can't. It's literally impossible.
They build them, but they don't live in them.
No, the average, tradesman is probably taking home close to $1,300 to $1,400 a week. How are you going to afford $4,000 minimum rent? It's impossible.
I was making $12 an hour, but I was working 14-hour shift. I was only getting paid $1,200, and I didn't cover nothing.
No,
plus
not with rents in the city.
You got the light, you got the gas, right? Then you got everything, got the food. Then you got the kids, whatever the kids need, clothes. See what I'm saying? That don't cover nothing.
No,
they don't cover nothing. See what I'm saying? And then they give you like what, $400 in food stamps. That shit, that don't work. What the $400 for the whole month? It's crazy. It's nuts.
Well, in New York, I don't think it's anything racial as far as working class and look. There's everybody's here. Everybody's in the same situation.
And I remember at the correspondence that he was making black jokes. I'm black this, I'm black that. If I wasn't black, I wouldn't. No, we don't care about that, man.
There's rich, wealthy rich, not rich where you could afford a vacation. It's you're poor or you're elite. There's no middle class anymore. Like where years ago I would be defined as middle class. I'm not middle class anymore.
Right.
I'm not.
So what happens in societies like France where there was an aristocracy?
That's what happens.
What happens?
What happens now? That's what's going on in the world. People are just fed up.
And a revolution happens.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.